One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The anxiety guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the anxiety guy.
Warriors, welcome to episode number 147 of the Anxiety Guy podcast. I'm your host, Dennis Simsek, and today I've got a powerful show for you. Why is it powerful? Because you're going to get to know how you've created constant anxiety and sensitization in your life. How does your brain, in fact, interpret things in the outside world to create a meaning, a pairing, an association between things that has in fact created this sensitivity within you? I want to go deep today. I'm going to talk about the acronym called D.E.A.R. D-E-I-A-R. It's best if you keep this in the back of your mind. Write it down somewhere, warriors. Get to know this acronym because this is all. It really is. This is the way your brain creates that sensitivity between things and sends those signals to your heart. And your heart sends those signals back up to your brain. There is a loop between the brain and the heart. The thoughts and the feelings and the feelings and the thoughts. So let's get into what your brain does first. Number one, data is taken in via senses, mainly your visual sense. What happens is we focus on data that is either of value to us or a threat to us. Our internal filter of our brains will make sure that if one of these two things are currently within our environment, we will focus highly on those things, if they are of value or if they are a threat to us. But the visual sense takes up the most bandwidth. So the more your eyes are in fact open, the more brain juice and internal resources you are in fact using up. So data is taken in via the senses. This is step one. Secondly, the brain connects that data to past experiences. We are very much living presently through our memories. Experiences. What happened before? What happened the last time we were here? What happened between the ages of 0 and 10? What's the template of this current occurrence? There are many questions going on in the brain in these moments to create anxiety within you. The third thing that happens is the brain creates a best guess conclusion of what it sees, an interpretation. This is when pairings and associations between things occur. So a lot of people out there are living their lives based around what thoughts show up and what feelings show up, when in fact you should be living your life with these ideas. A thought is just a thought. An emotion is just an emotion. You don't have to serve or follow either one of those. These are interpretations. If a 6-year-old said, "Hey, Daddy, are you sure that's not scary?" You start to go, "Well, son, here's the evidence that proves it, that it's not scary, and that we don't have to avoid it, and that this occurrence is a one-done thing." You would start to teach that child things. You would start to open up that child's eyes. You would start to nudge that child in a direction of safety. Why don't you do that with yourself? Why don't you treat those thoughts and feelings as if it is a 6-year-old child? And you're nudging it forward, and you're not falling victim to an interpretation. This is a best guess. The fourth thing the brain does is action is taken or not taken. We unconsciously do something or nothing based on the interpretation. And If action has been taken consistently, there is a high likelihood that you will take the same action. If your father or mother in those situations have acted in this manner, you will take a very similar response to what's currently occurring. For example, you're at the mall, you're becoming anxious, you feel a sensation, thoughts are running wild. What did I do last time? I ran from the mall. Great, let's do that again. The system automates to what's been familiar. That's it. Number 5 is results are noted within the brain for future needs and inquiry. The experience gets noted within, and dependent on the severity of the emotional state in that moment, we will place a higher importance on certain experiences over others. More emotions, deeper storage, and easier retainment. So I need you to grasp D.E.A.R, D-E-I-A-R, my friends. This is how the internal machinery is working. D, data is taken in via senses, mainly the visual sense. E, experiences. The brain connects that data to past experiences. I, the brain creates a best guess conclusion of what it sees, an interpretation. A, action is taken. R, results are noted. D.E.A.R will give you a deeper understanding as to the answer to why. Why? Why am I like this? Why do I feel like this? Why do I think like this? How many times throughout the day do you ask yourself questions around why? Now, knowing what you know will give your conscious mind a heads up to when you go down the road of misinterpreting again. Every bodily reaction is a call to action or non-action, meaning you don't have much power over the initial memory-based response, but you do have a choice on how you respond after the 6-year-old within you screams. And finally, you don't have to live your present life based on the same evaluations you've kept from childhood. Back then, it was scary, but today it's a learning opportunity. Back then, it was confusing. Today, it's given you clarity and information you can use to help others. And back then, you doubted yourself, but today, you build strength from those experiences, knowing that the greatest people among us throughout the centuries have suffered greatly and have lived a virtuous life because of it. Because of it. I'm going to remind you again, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, picks the most challenging challenges for his greatest warriors. This is you. Finding yourself means to explore unfamiliar areas until they become familiar. To find yourself means to find your higher self, and your higher self is true intuition, which overtakes thought and directs a person to the next moment of uncertainty with love. I love you so very much. You are more than anxiety. Have a wonderful day. You deserve it.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.